Hi there, this is Chef Farouche, founder of Indulge Right Foods and RealFoodIsMedicine.com. So we talked about how diet is more of a lifestyle than it is eating less and exercising more. So not just food and fitness. And as such, there's other factors that you need to consider to have a successful weight release or creating that lifestyle that will really be beneficial. Part of that is also how these other factors of lifestyle will affect on your hormones, right? So what are the factors and what hormones? So we've mentioned before, I think it's really well worth mentioning again, is your stress levels, or controlling or managing your stress levels, sleeping, getting enough sleep, toxins, which could be one of the factors that could prevent you from releasing weight. And of course, the fitness and nutrition. And again, it's not always about eating less and exercising more. It could be completely the opposite. So it all depends from case to case basis. So how are these factors or lifestyles affect on your hormones or on your system, and what hormones we're talking about? We're talking about specifically, although there's a few more, but more specifically about the cortisol, about insulin, about leptin, about ghrelin, and of course thyroids. And how no matter what, it's almost like a domino. If you line up a bunch of dominoes in a circle, and no matter which one you trip, they all fall. And it's very similar to that when you avoid or you eliminate or you don't really pay attention to one of these factors that I mentioned earlier, like your sleep or stress. So let's talk about stress today, and we'll address each one of the other ones in a separate video. Now, you could spend hours talking on each one of them, but I just want to give you a quick kind of guidance, if you would, so that you're more aware of it and you know what you need to do. So how does stress affect on your hormones? So what happens, I guess it's important to understand what happens when you're stressed. We all heard about the fact that, okay, stress could kill you, but we also know that stress could be a good thing, right? Stress is what helps us survive as human species, right? Let's say there's a fire in the building. Stress gives you that signal saying, run for your life, which leads me to the first hormone, which is cortisol, which is known as the fight or flight hormones, which is a great thing in an emergency. But when you are dealing with chronic stress, it's not as beneficial anymore, right? Why? Because what's happening? You get a load of cortisol, which is ultimately your body's way of dumping a bunch of sugar in your system so that you have a quick fuel, right? Remember, sugar is a quick fuel, but it's not necessarily the cleanest burning fuel. Fat is your cleanest and most efficient form of fuel for your body. So, but you need that quick fuel to keep going, right? But what happens when you're really chronically stressed and you're sitting on your desk and you don't really have much of use of the extra sugar, because you're just doing nothing with it, right? So what happens, that extra sugar triggers the insulin to come in and really take those sugars, which its job is to take that sugar to your muscles so you could use them. But your muscles don't have any use for them because you're not doing anything. So where does it go? It goes to your fat mass. Your fat is always happy to get more sugar and convert them into fat. In this case, most of the time it will sit around the waistline. Once you have higher insulin, you're also getting those ups and downs, so you're getting hungrier, which also kind of prevents you from really that willpower, if you would. In fact, there was a study published. They wanted to see the effect of insulin and willpower, or stress and willpower, and they found out that basically it will prevent you from making proper decision, or it affects on your decision making or controls. So the willpower kind of gets affected by that, so you're not really able to control it because all of these hormones are really sending different signals to your system that's overriding your willpower. So what happens ultimately when you are in this constant kind of routine of all of these hormones just running around, but you're not making any use of it, you end up with more inflammation, which also causes more cell damage, right? So when you have less cells or you have more damaged cells, you're not burning as much energy as you would, because guess what? In those little cells, there's something, well, bean like shaped little thing that's called the mitochondria, which ultimately that's what burns energy. So less damage, more damage to your cells, less mitochondria, or less muscle mass to really convert that energy, which ultimately makes you feel more tired. You lack energy, and you're ultimately not burning more fat. Not to mention, it also helps you, or it leads to more aging, right? We all know that one person who he or she, it looks much older, and when you go back, you're like, oh well, she or he had a tough life, right? So it helps, it kind of increases the process of aging. So what can you do to avoid that? Well, simply breathing or meditations could help you. A walk in nature might be what you need. Now, obviously, there's a lot of other ways you could do it, but those are simple things you could do, kind of quick things to really manage your stress levels. There are apps, listening to meditation music. There's some apps that are designed for like a quick kind of 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 3 minutes meditations that will help you kind of reduce your stress levels, so that your lifestyle is not interfering, or was not interfering with the productions or the communication that are going between your hormones and your body, right? So hopefully that'll help you understand a little better why it's not just about dieting, it's not just about eating less and exercising more. There's more factors to consider. In the next videos, we'll talk about the fitness and how that interferes with the same hormones, as well as your sleep, how that interferes with the same exact hormones. Like I said, just like a domino effect, no matter which one you trip, they're all full. So I hope this helped you. Keep track of your stress, really manage it. Do whatever helps you to release that stress, so that you could really have better control of your health, your body, and your weight loss goal. I'll see you next time. Bye.